It's hard to begrudge Melbourne the success that we've seen so far this season. Undefeated at the MCG, 7 wins for the year. They've knocked off Brisbane, Gold Coast and Hawthorn, all top 4 aspirants this season. And now Shorey and Lib, the Demons, have to really be considered a top 4 aspirant. Probably need to get a little bit more consistency in their game, particularly away from this venue. But given we're only halfway through the season, there is still a hell of a lot to play out.
Well, I just think it was coached really well from Stephen King tonight. He knew coming into this match that the Hawks, when they play well, they win contest possession by +13. And Melbourne was so strong at the contest tonight. They were really aggressive in their forward half after half-time, and they scored from a lot of avenues around the ground. We saw in that first half it was more of a clearance game. Then in the second half it was more of a turnover game. But everyone played their role tonight, and I think that's why they'll go deep into September. If they can get that consistency from all their players. Players like Jefferson, I thought he had a terrific game tonight, but everyone did. And that's exactly what you need from these team performances.
No, I agree totally. They're doing it. What I like about it is when they go hard and they're very attacking. But I think they've got a hardness now. They've got an edge. They know the pressure can break down good sides, and that's what they did after half time. It was a scoreboard pressure when they kicked the first 2 goals to get it out to 18 points, and then they just kept rolling. And as I said, when you said that Shane was sitting in the park looking at the birds.
Yeah, watching the birds.
Yeah, watching the birds. Well, I'll tell you how that happened, because they were forced backwards from nearly the wing and going. They had no. Oh, there's the birds. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't ask for that, Shane. You'd know that. But anyway, you could just see how that happened. This is what's different with this group than what they've been over the last 2 or 3 years. They've got a new voice now, and I think he made some great moves. Cozzy Pickett, been brilliant as a midfielder. He pushes him forward. He makes them think and react. And, I love the way he's coaching, but they can pressure now to the point where they get to ball, and it showed in the second half. I think they kicked 8 goals in the second half from turnover, where I think they only had 1 in the first half. So that means the pressure broke down the opposition.
Were you disappointed with Hawthorn's performance? I think we came expecting a very close encounter, and I know Hawthorn was missing some of its stars, and you take one out of the forward line in Jack Gunston, one out of the back line in Tommy Barris.
Yep.
So, and they are both bona fide stars, but I expected more from Hawthorn, and I just thought they let Melbourne run all over them, especially after 3/4 time.
Well, it's a 40-point loss or 39-point loss, but you got to admit, when you lose the balance like they do, like Jack Gunston, he's a 3 to 4 goal player every game now, which is amazing for his player of his age. But the other thing is, their back line was Barris, because they looked uncomfortable, didn't they, down there at times?
They didn't have that structure, and I think
gel,
you need that. Like, I feel like Gunston and Barras are the skeleton at both ends, and when you lose the skeleton, they just look a bit scrambled, and they did in that forward line tonight, and I thought they did in the back line as well. Like, no one really had a focal point to work off.
Well, it makes Battle, who we know is a beautiful intercept mark, it makes him go one-on-one deeper than they probably want. And that's what happened. They've got a great leader in Maxi Gawn. He's an amazing player. And then you see Petty. What was the reasoning for throwing Petty forward? We know he's done it before, but not with a great lot of success. But he's probably identified the Battle. He needs to have someone who can compete in the air with him. And he's kicked the 3 goals for the game. That's a sensational move from a coach.
And it wasn't just something that he reacted to late in the game.
No, he was started with it.
Right up the start, and was able to have an impact. 133 693 is our number on this Saturday night. Wherever you're listening right around the country, we invite you to come and join us on the Nick Theodosi Prestige Cars Open Line. 133 693. We will be on air through until 8 o'clock local time. We'll keep you updated on the start of Carlton and the Western Bulldogs. Then the Simon Owens program, I know for both 3AW and 6PR listeners, will keep you updated on that. But Melbourne fans, Hawthorn fans, if you've been here at the MCG tonight, if you've been listening around town, would love to hear from you. Melbourne fans, has it turned quicker than you thought it would? All of a sudden, top 4 on the horizon. Hawthorn fans, what concerned you most out of tonight's loss, and what do you expect the reaction to be from Sam Mitchell in his post-match press conference? 133 693, 133 693. I reckon we've got a $100 gift card, all with thanks to Harvey Norman, to give away between now and 8 o'clock as well. All you have to do, jump on the lines, 133 693. We'll get down to the Melbourne rooms very shortly with Jackie Reid, get down to the Hawthorn rooms as well. Lib, can I just get some of the numbers, all with thanks to Lamaro's, that stand out on the stats sheet tonight? Of course, Lamaro's, Melbourne's finest gastro pub. They're down there at 273 Cecil Street in South Melbourne. Beautiful meal. Sure, he knows best because he always gets a freebie, but tell you what, it's well worth the investment in a schnitzel as well.
That doesn't always happen.
Well, I'm trying not to get a sneak peek of Shory's votes there, but Sparrow, he had 27 disposals, Steele with 26, Bowie with 24, Chandler with 22. Disco Turner, he was really good off that back line, 19 disposals. Lever the same with 19, but Fritsch, he kicked 2 goals. Pickett with 2 goals. Petty with 3 goals, and probably the best player or the best 2 players for Hawthorn was Amon and Moore, 28 and 27 respectively.
I was really impressed with Karl Amon.
He's been good all year. He's been good all year.
He has been good, but he gets a lot of cheapies too. You add to that 27, 28, he gets the old 1-2s a lot, and they go wide to him because he's a left footer. But that's all right. He can only do what he can do. But he didn't get in the votes. Shane?
Karl Amon?
No.
Couldn't squeeze him in for a while?
No.
Will he get an apology?
No.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
You've never apologised to a bloke in 6 decades. Why start now? The Demons are about to make their way off the arena. A terrific performance it was tonight. Again, the fact that it was just 6 points in it at half-time, and ultimately Melbourne run out 39-point winners. The final score here at the MCG, Melbourne 19-12, 120, defeating Hawthorn 12-9-80.
Talk about Melbourne and where we think. At the start of the year, we're thinking, okay, it's going to be a bit of a rebuild year. New coach, maybe they go down, they trade out a couple of very good players. They go down the bottom, get some kids in. But are we thinking they're a contender yet? Are they actually a genuine contender, or do you still want to see a little bit more?
Well, you always want to see more, but I think it'll be the consistency they can finish off the season with, particularly away from home, I think is important. But I think what's been surprising is just the players you probably would put in that mid-tier, or even the younger players, have really stepped up, and they're playing their role for the team and making huge influence. And as we saw tonight, it was those players that, like Jefferson, that young player, or Laurie, Langdon, he actually didn't have a great game at the half-back line, but it was just those players that I thought really made a difference. Langford, Howes,
Chandler, Cross, Sparrow,
off the half
Sharp.
back line. Sharp, Fritsch, I thought was good.
Tholstrup did a good job.
Yeah, Sparrow. I just think that's the exciting thing. And if you're getting your good players or that medium tier playing upper level, the sky's the limit.
I just love it. I love it. You can see they had ability, but they haven't been able to get into the midfield. And now they're doing it with numbers of those blokes. It's not like you've only got 3. See, there used to be Cozzy, Oliver, and Petrarca. And then you might add one more and they go through now and then, but they dominated. And that's not their fault. But what they've done is they've spread it now.
Yeah,
I love
spreading
it.
the load.
And what it's done too, I think with Oliver and Petrarca, they've got genuine young speed around the outside, so they can really hurt you. We saw that run through the middle. Who was it?
Howes.
Howes. He just left 2 blokes standing. That's the modern game. And I just love watching how they go.
And there's Windsor too that didn't play today. He's a
good
as
player.
Well. Yeah.
I don't think they're top 4. I think they'll make the finals. I'm pretty sure from here, but they could do a bit of damage when you got Cozzy as he's an out and out superstar. But they're going to play blokes on him to stop him having an impact, and he's going to be their main target.
My check's still not back in, so there's another player.
Yeah, very unselfish group, I think, and I love the way that they're going like that.
I think you're right, Lib. Away from home, if they can do it away from home. Didn't disgrace themselves a couple of weeks ago against Sydney. They were okay, but if they could do what sort of a Geelong did a couple of nights ago, then I think we'll really take them seriously. But they have surprised everyone, including their own fans, I think.
I want to go straight down to the Melbourne rooms, though, because Jackie Reid is alongside Changkuoth Jiath.
Well, thanks so much for your time, CJ. Terrific win, and it's very nice to get one against the old team, isn't it?
Definitely. It's a nice feeling. At the same time, they've played a great brand of footy. They really kept us honest in that first half, but lucky enough, we just kept hammering at them. But, I know there were some cheeky ones on the ground today with a few boys. Was able to lay a few tackles on Jack, and he was able to get a few on me as well. But I know I'll forever have really good friendships with those guys, and I really admire how they work, and even off field as well. I love everyone.
That third quarter was unbelievable. Everything sort of changed from there. It was quite the arm wrestle in the first half. But we have to highlight Matt Jefferson. He had 9 score involvements today, 2 goals too. That was a real breakout game from him.
Definitely. He's just been chipping away at it. I mean, even in this pre-season as well, he's one of the guys that caught my eye. The way he goes about it and his aerial presence, I think, is one of his key strengths. And he was able to display that today. I think he's just going to continue to grow for the whole season. And I'm looking forward to his development.
CJ, Tony Shaw up here. Well done, mate. Great win. We noticed us here, the difference from last year is I love the way that your pressure, especially your forwards, who a couple of times they were backpedaling that much that you've got a couple of goals from it because of the pressure. And that you finished it off too. I was just thinking, have you got the mental capacity to say we go with this the whole game? And it must be something Stephen King's just instilling into this group. The pressure can break down anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the biggest things we've been working at is working hard on defense and then, rewarding ourselves on offense and letting us, play some really good footy off that. And, final footy is just built off pressure. And I think that if we always bring our pressure, I think we're just going to be unstoppable side. Our midfield stood up really well today, and Max Gorney is probably one of the best blokes I've ever played with, and him and Cozzy. So I think it's such a really exciting group that we've built in here, and I think we can go all the way. And we're going to have some ups and downs, but I think we're just going to keep chipping away at them. And I think tonight was a game where we just showed our presence and that we belong in this competition.
Well, I reckon a great thing too, and you just mentioned his name, Cozzy. It wasn't one of his bigger games, but your coach sort of pushed him forward a little bit more to isolate blokes to see if they'd make changes. But even in the end, when he tackled Watson, it was just brilliant. And to me, him not having an impact, but you to win so well, means that you spread the load.
Definitely, and I think that even if he doesn't have an unbelievable game, he's always going to have those moments that just define the game and just steer, the swing towards our way a little bit. And he's just one of those guys that just, gives that little 1% and 10% to the team, and we just love that with him.
CJ, Libby Birch here. Petty, wow, what a game from him. Setting him up forward, that was obviously the plan going into this game.
Yeah, Petty's a star. He's got some great hands, and he's a great bloke. And to be able to kick 3-goal-1, possibly 4 goals today, easily 5 as well. But no, he was a really good presence down forward today with him and Jeffo. So yeah, that's some wraps.
Tell us about what the coach has brought this season. There seems to be new energy in this group, particularly on your offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much offense is pretty much what drives the league right now. I think that he has brought in a lot of. So his philosophy is pretty much just taking anxiety out of footy and just allowing ourselves to play in a brand of way that we excites a fan and that we enjoy. And the brand that it suits all of us, because everyone in this team right now is just hard workers, nice profile and athletic profile, and I think it really suits us. And yeah, we can just showcase that every week. I think we'll go a long way.
Hey CJ, you used the word there, anxiety out of football. What do you define as that? What's anxiety?
I think it's everyone talks about Geelong's training program and being able to do stuff outside of training and being flexible in training. If things aren't really going the right way, we can just hear one out and just hear each other out and kind of just go with not so much a structure in the program, but at the same time being able to just pretty much just being able to just be yourself in the program. And I think he's brought that into the club. Obviously, I wasn't here last year, but that's one thing he's been speaking about. I really appreciate that he's been doing.
What about for you, CJ? Has it reinvigorated you coming into a new club? And I guess one that, as you talk about what Stephen King has to offer, what your teammates have to offer, does it just give you something that maybe you needed for your career?
Definitely. I mean, me leaving Hawthorn after a long time there, I think it was a time for me to find myself in a different way and really push myself even more. And I think Kingy he's got this belief in me to continue to just be a player that I want him to be and a player that I strive to be. And I think his belief that he has in me, I think I really appreciate him, and he's been awesome since day one.
Well done.
Can understand why he's got the belief as well, the way you're playing at the moment. Congratulations on the win tonight. Another big game next week. Western Bulldogs at Marvel Stadium. Look forward to it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, CJ. Changkuoth Jiath joining us down in the Melbourne room speaks for...
Okay, let's check in with the Hawks now, and let's get down to Jackie Reid standing alongside Karl Amon.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Karl. You just walked out of a team meeting there, pretty lengthy one in there. What was the key message to take away from that?
Yeah, I think obviously Melbourne were just too good on the day, and I guess we didn't really play our brand of football, and whether that was them restricting us, but there was a few factors, and at the end of the day, they were just too good.
After half-time, the game did change. It was an arm wrestle to then. Did you feel like you were sort of just very close, nipping away at that margin, and then what fell apart in your eyes in that third term?
Yeah, it was. I think we were +5 in centre bounce in the first quarter, and then for the next 3 quarters we were -10. So I think they were able to get territory on us, and they were just able to sort of spread forward and got forward and were able to kick goals. So inside 50s we won by 1, but we just weren't able to kick our goals, and they were able to kick theirs. So that hurts, and we'll look at that and going forward, and we've got a 5-day break, which is good.
Tony Shaw, Karl, thanks for joining us, mate. And 5-day break, yeah, so you have to get ready and get working to it. But just the one thing that changed, we thought up here after half-time, you were really on top in turnover goals up to half-time, but they kicked 5 in the third quarter. And it looked like they really were a side that could pressure enough to make you a little bit jittery and a little bit, you lost a bit of flow. And you said you met a better side tonight.
Yeah, I think in that second quarter we were sort of able to get a little bit of our ball movement going.
Yep.
And then in the third quarter you could tell that they were trying to put a lot of pressure on the ball. They was trying to stop our open side, and they were able to do that. And as you said, we were probably forced into their game of going long, and then they just rebounded off that. So definitely something to look at. And as you said, 5-day break. It's a good result in some way that we can get back out there as quickly as possible.
Karl, Libby Birch here. It's obviously more than a game of football the next 2 weeks. Obviously, you'd like to take home the 4 points, but Sir Doug Nicholls round important to you and your family?
Yeah, it's a special round. I think it's great that we do it over 2 weeks now, so each team gets a home game. But yeah, really special, I guess, year for me and my family that we're able to represent a little bit on the jumper this year, and it's just a celebration of our culture. The past players, present players, and everyone in the game that's contributed to so much to this great game.
What about the structure down back tonight without Tom Barrass? How much did that change and upset the apple cart a little bit for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose someone like Tom Barrass, he's been a rock for us all season, and he's such a competitor. And yeah, obviously it probably would have hurt us him going out, but I think that the back 7 that we had in tonight, we've still played a lot of footy together. And yeah, it was disappointing to sort of allow them to kick so many goals, but no doubt it hurt us a little bit tonight.
Karl, get cracking for next week, mate. Thank you very much for having a chat.
Thanks, guys.